broadcasting live first. Okay, before we start. Okay, we should be live now. All right, guys. This is Ty again, and I'd like to welcome everyone here today to the this week's next community and development update, number 9, I guess. All right. So just a few housekeeping things, guys. If you're working on the next platform or the project and you have something to update the community with, please join us on the Google Hangout here to share it with everyone and for new people. And if you have any questions while you're watching this on the YouTube live stream, please leave your questions for the guest speakers in the comments section, and I'll try to get to them. Okay. And thanks to Elizabeth and Nicholas for letting us know that you guys can hear the broadcast. All right. And then so right now we have with us Bass as usual, and then we have Lionel. He goes by the display name Ludam. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And he's joining us today to update us on the next village project that he's working on. And we also have John, who goes by Just a Bit on the forum, and he'll be here to share with us the latest developments on the Pay Expo event in London. And then we just had Guy Fawkes join us. So let's go ahead and get started, guys, because John will go first today because he has to run back to work. So go ahead and take over, John, and update us on the Pay Expo and what you guys have been working on.
Sure. Before touching on Pay Expo, I want to address kind of the major project, the major announcement that's coming. And I just wanted to give what I did. So some people feel like, I should just come out and say, what's going on. And believe me, I want to. And by no means do I want this to be a next pump. I mean, I see some people do use that advice to buy in. I'm not a day trader, so I don't think much about those kind of things. So what I need that we better get our act together quickly. We're going to need to allocate some resources on this. Be ready to deal with businesses pretty quick. Here's the 4 things that I noticed, or the 4 major areas I felt like we need to hit to be taken a little bit more seriously. ATMs, POS systems, an exchange that allows us to purchase next through debit cards, hop next without having to go through Bitcoin and that whole process. And finally, payment processors. Not just a payment processor. Hold crypto, but something that a business can work with to have fiat dumped in their accounts.
Hey, John, I think there's a piece that went missing there from the audio. You said just not a, and then I heard it cut off. Could you repeat that again? I think John has a bad connection here, guys. That's why he's not able to broadcast the video.
Yeah, I apologize, guys. So areas are identified as ATM. The second is POS systems. The third area was purchase next through debit cards and getting on.
Hey, there's a bad connection with you, John, because yeah, it's really slow, and the YouTube live stream community is all saying that there's no connection there. So
okay.
Okay. All right.
I might have to update next time.
Let's try to get it, or if you can, just cut off our video stream and just use audio only.
Okay, yeah, let me hold on 1 second. Video killed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, just
hey,
John, if you can catch it. Hey, we'll have to catch you at the end of the update or later because the worst thing that we can do is have bad audio. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm gonna jump over to Lionel and let him share his updates, and then if you get a better connection, let me know and we'll bring you back in. Okay. Because it's really
Yeah,
bad on this side.
yeah, I'm on the road, not a problem.
Okay. Nicholas is saying that this is all. Nicholas is saying that this is all part of the plan. First the vague announcement, and now this cutoff. No, this is not. This is not part of the plan, Nicholas. We are not trying to, throw rumors out there about the progress of Next, and then and then cut John off.
We deny it anyway.
Yeah, we deny all accusations, Nicholas. Okay, so Lionel, is your microphone on?
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. And before you speak, Lionel, I just want to share this with everyone in the community and the audience here. We have one of the most common objections that we have with the people that's working on the Next platform to share the updates with us is that they feel that their English is not good. And I can share with you guys that I don't think hardly anybody that works on the Next platform speaks English as their native language. I think the only person I know of is me and John, because we live in the U.S. But most of the people that are working on it are outside the U.S. So do not be bashful and do not be embarrassed about it, okay? What's important is that people see that there is a face associated with the development of the Next platform, and that we're not just a bunch of spirits and ghosts behind the internet, all right? So let me turn the microphone over to you, John. I mean, to Lionel.
Okay. So first, yes.
Yeah. Could you talk a little bit about what you're working on? You said that you wanted to share with everyone about the Next Village.
Okay. Next Village is not my personal project. It's a project from Pop on the forum. It's about grand farms. Decentralized farms with neo-farmers and eco-village. And the project is not new. We built that in the French community since, yeah, we help Pop to make these projects real. At this time, we have a presentation, a document with presentation of Next Village. It's translate. We have now a business plan. Business plan to present the project to the community, and it should use the asset exchange. So first of all, so next starter, the first project of Pop is coming. So the developer should finishing it, I don't know, in 1 week or something like that.
Okay. If I can just jump in real quick, do you want me to go by Lionel or do you want me to go by Lou Dom?
Oh, like do you want?
Okay, I'll just go by Lionel. Okay. So I just so that the audience understands the project, the next project that you're working on, I'm just going to basically ask you some, how, what, when, where, and why. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the Next Village project? What is it?
It's a project to found new farms. It's farm ecological, so it's farm new farms, not industrial. It's a little.
So it's owned by the. So you're developing a farm that's owned by the community members and not by some corporation or business.
I think so. It's association And I can say everything in English. My English is not so rich, but we should find some funding for that, and the dividend should be in it's a new currency on asset exchange, who you can buy with them the production of Next Village.
Okay.
We try to use two different assets on the exchange. The first,
so basically, you are setting up a farming village, and you are using the Next Asset Exchange to get shares.
As a local currency, so we can build a local currency on the asset exchange, and for the founding, there is the possibility to buy another asset. The name is Abo or something like that. The marketing should work more, but it's a possibility to have a rent of the other local coin currency.
Okay, so what
you can buy some food, some.
Okay, so just so that we don't get off track here, what do you need from the Next community to assist you with this project, or how does it need to be moved further to help promote the Next platform?
At the time, we finalized the project with the business plan and the full explanation of the project, and then we need the funding. It's very important.
So what I would suggest that you do is once you get all the details together, to post it in the forum, and then just let the community review it and let the community, the Next community, decide if they want to help you with the project.
Sure.
I would like to jump in here, because this is already this is not a new project. I want to make clear this is a project that was already POPPP, POP, appeared in December on the Bitcoin forums already. So it's not out of his high hat that this is magicked out. He's been working for almost 5 months very diligently on this project. I've seen parts of what he's planning, and it's an interesting thing, because we are of course a decentralized project ourselves, but also the whole business plan of these farms is also a decentralized project. So it's not something new. That's something that I really want to explain.
Okay. All right. And when you have a chance, I know you posted the link to the project or some information about the project in the Google Hangout chat. Unfortunately, the chat is private. I don't know how to make it public yet. So if you can post it in the forums under and that way people can see where it is. Okay.
Yes, really.
Is there anything else that the community needs to know about the Next village?
No.
What I find really interesting about this one, this is also, we have micro communities within the larger community. And it's very nice to see the French community really pulls together on this one. This is what I see. They operate as a community within the community. And this is a group within a group. So I would at least like to say that that's very nice to see from my perspective, if I look at the French forums, to see them all pulling together on this one.
Okay. Nicholas asked if on the YouTube live stream, if we can get like a written summary of each development update. So if you get a chance, Lionel, could you just just write a brief paragraph on that, or if Pop can do that in the forums under the update heading, so that people will check it and see what it's about.
About Next Village.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we should give more information in the next days and weeks. We want to be very ready for that, but I want to inform while a part of the community are waiting about that, and it's the, this week a good part of the job is done.
Okay. All right. Um, all right. Well, thanks for joining us today to share us the updates on the.
Last thing.
Okay.
So I organize the first next event. So it's the next barbecue. It's on the forum. It's in Switzerland. If every information are on the forum. So if you want to have a barbecue on the side of the Neuchâtel Lake, every nexter are welcome.
Okay, so now that is probably the most important announcement I've seen in the next development is the Swiss Barbecue Conference, the next barbecue. So make sure you put the time, place, and date of that. I'm not in Europe, but if I could, that would be at the first on the top of my priority list. You know. Okay, so well, thanks for sharing that with us today about the next village, and then. Did David or Bass, did you guys have anything else to share?
Well, one of the things that's interesting to share, of course, is how well Next is doing at this moment. In general, it's I find it really amazing what's happening inside and outside. It seems that we are really in the picture, and I'm very happy with that.
Okay. Yeah, the price. I am an active trader, unlike John. I am an active trader. I trade forex stocks and I trade cryptocurrencies. And I'll talk a little bit about the update on the price at the end here. There's something that John he was saying earlier. He wanted to give us a quick update, but the audio got cut out. So he typed it into the forum and he asked me to share it with everyone. He said that he's not a day trader. Let me just read it to you guys real quick. He said, I'm not a day trader. I'm a long-term investor in the Next community. And I just want to make it clear that this upcoming announcement was not a, quote, pump the price, but rather to get the community to read for some important developments that are coming down the pipe, okay? If you don't like pre-announcements, then don't read this thread. Look at my history. This is not an everyday occurrence. It's a big deal. So he said that in January of this year, the community sent Nifty Nickel to the Miami Bitcoin conference while handling the PeerCoin duties, which helped them in a number of ways. And he also took the Matt under his wing on how to handle the conferences. And he said, we busted ass on meetings and set in motion the announcements that are forthcoming. We've been working on those items in the background for months. If you follow our posts, you'll have a pretty good idea on the types of services available. And this is what's important here. He said that they've identified 4 obstacles that's holding Next back from the general public acceptance of Next. And the one is the ATMs. Second is the POS systems. That's the, in case you guys don't know, that's the point of sales. That's kind of like the credit card machines or the processing machines, so people can swipe their cards. Or like with Bitcoin right now, they use the iPads and to display the QR codes. There's got to be kind of a bridge so that when a consumer goes into a business, that they can make the transaction. All right, and then professional payment processors. And the fourth is exchanges that now only accept Next into U.S. dollars, but ability to deposit with debit cards. Okay, and he says that you're about to see some announcements in these 4 areas coming soon. Now, I'm going to add my piece here. All these things that John is talking about, the ATMs, the point of sale devices or hardware or software, the payment processors, and the exchanges from Next into U.S. dollars. These are extremely important, guys, because the less friction and the less hurdles that someone has to get into the Next platform and the Next network is extremely important. Right now, there's too much friction. People have to transfer their fiat or euros or pounds into Bitcoin, and then from Bitcoin into Next. And John and many others are working in the background to cut that You know, I know David is working on that also in the background, and these guys are working it to get it so that people can just take their fiat and transfer it directly, convert it directly into Next. So that's you have anything to add to that, David? Because I know you're working on that.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know that Dominic of Next House is working on it very diligently.
Okay, from BitHouse, you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
the
Is he coming
exchange.
on today? Is he coming on today?
No, I haven't heard from him.
Okay.
I tried to dig up his phone number, but I can't find it.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I was speaking with him earlier today, and I think he's waiting for a call from a guy on Isle of Man.
Okay.
So there's
All right,
just some.
as soon as you guys
Yeah.
find something, please update the community with it or come share it with us.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what John has to share, and all right, and he just texted me and he said that that's all he has at this moment. Okay. Let me see.
He just added a new part.
Okay. Okay, he just added a second part, guys. If you want, you can go to it and just read it. I don't want to take up too much time. The reason why I don't want to read too much of it, is because since I'm not the one that's working on it, I'll read it and then not be able to explain it. The other parts I did understand. So.
I think one of the most important thing is the end of that post about the Pay Expo that's upcoming.
Yeah.
That is an important thing. It's a huge event in London where all the professional, the really big payment processors that are not in crypto will be. And Next is the cryptocurrency partner of that project. So Next is there alongside, for instance, Barclays Bank. So it's and John, and this is something that I can tell because he's sometimes you don't like to blow your own trumpet, but Cointropolis is really working hard on that. They have made hundreds of contacts already there. They're starting to pave the way to go in there with really everything blazing. So it could be a really, really big deal for us as a community.
Okay. I just want to add to that. I know that that Bass and John sometimes, because they're working on the Pay Expo event and with Salsa and these other guys, they may not want to toot their own horn and beat their own chest. But I work in the financial industry, guys, and I just want to share something with you guys is that this is very important, the Pay Expo, okay? The reason why is because this is all merchant processors, okay? Banks, credit card companies, and financial leaders. There's no cryptocurrencies being represented there. So this is the first time that a cryptocurrency is going to go into the arena in the same field, in the same court as the payment processors. Remember, Bitcoin technology, the Next technology, and all these cryptocurrencies were designed to improve the financial industry and the payment process of the banks and stuff like that. And this is the first time that you can say that if you're a cryptocurrency fan or a cryptocurrency investor, this is the first time that a cryptocurrency is in the heart in what is one of the most important conferences, because it's not a cryptocurrency conference. It's a legacy financial banking system conference, payment processing system, and myself and the other guys, everyone in the Next community pretty much is very, very excited that this is the first time that we get to go up against these guys. and not as like to butt heads with them. That's not our goal at all. It's just to demonstrate to them that this is a new technology that's available, and take a look at it and see how it can revolutionize the payment processors and the financial system.
Yeah, and the important thing is we're there as partners. We're not there as competitors. It's making contact with these people and finding common ground in this. And okay, sometimes we're competitors, of course. We know that cryptocurrency are sometimes looked at in a strange way by banks. But on the other hand, as we already saw in Amsterdam, banks are interested in it. So this is really a big deal.
Yeah, so that's what I just wanted to share with you guys, because we don't want to go up against the banks that have been entrenched and it's a legacy system, and we don't want to go up against Bitcoin or any competing financial network or financial system, because as soon as you tell someone that they're no good or they're bad or they're sorry or they suck, then the wall goes up. So the approach that Next is taking is more of a harmonious approach of how we can work with you guys to make things better, and how can we help to use this technology. Okay, so that's some people may not like it, but when you deal with the business world, people are not just going to come up and they tend to put a wall up whenever you tell them that their system sucks. Okay, so man, somebody's cell phone did not just go off. All right, Peter Farla on the YouTube live stream says that in the Netherlands they can buy Next directly with fiat online at lightbit.eu. Okay, I'm not sure about that, but if you want to check it out, you can. I'm not endorsing or anything. I'm just reading what Peter said here. And then, okay. All right. Did you have anything to share with the community, Guy?
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've also been monitoring a lot of things that have been going on for the Pay Expo. And one thing I've noticed is that there is a lot of things going on in the background, and it's sometimes difficult to get a grasp of all the things that are being done. But I know that everybody's working really hard. We've got Appenzell working really hard, and Edin Fresh and QBTC with all the marketing and doing a great job. And something that is very important is just to really, that's coming out of that is there's perhaps a need to have some sort of project management or central point of information to provide the community as to where we are and who's arranging what and what things need to be done, and to tick all the boxes really as we go forward on these events, because as John pointed out, he's got a certain role, and it's not to be the event organizer or producer. So just for clarity, and I think as we go forward with these projects, things will become more streamlined, and people will introduce more open systems so we can collaborate easier. So that was one thing. The other thing is, as some of you may know, is that we launched a venture called Next Studios, which is the world's first decentralized community-owned media and entertainment studios, and that's very much in its early days being developed. There's a lot of questions early on, but what we're doing is really trying to set up a flagship business enterprise built solely on Next and the Next Foundation ecosystem. So this can serve as a really good example, but also provide a high-profile service to promoting Next and Next Ventures and Next investment projects. So that's a pretty big deal. but it is a long-term thing, and a lot of members in the community are very, very welcome to join. We have a really great website now, nextstudios.org, and you can register your skill in the job section, and also see the business plan. Everything's transparent, and there's also links to the accounting system with the accounts, Next accounts, all clearly marked as well. So again, what we want to do is really show people that we can work transparently and openly, and everybody can have access to all the information. So there's nothing to hide, nothing to everything to gain, really. So nextstudios.org is one of the main points of information, and also there's a projects area on the Next forum as well.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Guy. I made some notes here as you were speaking, and it just reminded me of something that Bass and I had worked on, and we forgot to completely share it with everyone. So I was traveling for work last week, and while I was on the plane, in the seat next to me was one of the Intel people, okay, that work for Intel, and so I was talking to Bass on the plane via Skype while I was on the plane, and this lady, she works for Intel and for McAfee, and she's a salesperson there for them, and she sells the McAfee software and the security software, because McAfee got bought out by Intel. And one of the things that she shared with me as we started, as I shared with her about the Next platform, or Bass and I did on the plane, one of the things that I learned from her, from the Intel employee, was that Intel was always, they have a department that constantly scours the world and looks for new security technology. So I was sharing with her some of the things that Next can be used for in the area of Intel and McAfee, and she said that she will get with her boss, in the Plano office. And in case you guys don't know where Plano is at, that is in North Dallas, in the state of Texas. And Dallas is one of the, I think it's like the 4th largest city in the United States. So it's a pretty, for me and Bass, it was a pretty interesting encounter as we were just talking on Skype while I was flying on the airplane. And so this is the reason why I share this is I don't know what the outcome of it will be, but here's what I want to share with the community is that it's very important, just like Guy Fawkes just said here, that sometimes each person or each individual in the Next community has their own talents and their own strengths and their own weaknesses. And sometimes, like for example, like John is very good in the business world. He's an entrepreneur in the real world outside of the Next community, and he's applying his business skills towards the promotion of the Next platform. And if you're an investor in Next, or you're a community member, and you don't have the maybe the stage skills or the stage presence or the marketing skills or the entrepreneur skills like John does, but you are a networker and you know groups of people that can, or organizations or companies or chambers of commerce or any kind of organization or foundation that can benefit from the Next platform, then reach out to us, to the marketing department, or to me, or to Bass, or to John, or to David, or any of us, and we can figure out a way to make a presence and go talk to them and share with them the Next technology. So I'll give you guys an example. So when I was talking to the Intel employee, she said that one of the problems that Intel runs into is their security, their hardware, the chips that they manufacture. Sometimes they can get counterfeited. And I explained to her how Intel can use the Next blockchain to create serial numbers for all their chips that they manufacture. So imagine when they stamp out and they cast all these chips and stamp them out and they send them out into the markets. If you go and you buy a chip and you want to confirm that it's a authentic Intel chip, they can have a next account number on there, and they can, Intel can set up their site to where the customers can type in the serial numbers, the next serial numbers on the chips, and then they can verify with Intel and authenticate if those chips are real or they are counterfeited chips. So she was very excited to hear these different things because she is very familiar with security at Intel. So things like that can really help, guys. I've also talked to a doctor in the Dallas area here, and I explained to him how you can use the NXT blockchain as a public ledger to keep track of medical records. So, for example, I explained to the doctor that when I took my wife to go and get her checkups during her pregnancy, each time we went to a different clinic, they would require her to fill out new medical records and new medical paperwork in the U.S. I don't know how it is in Europe or other countries, but that is extremely annoying. So I explained to this doctor that, hey, if they incorporate the NXT blockchain, the public ledger. Now, keep in mind that when I talk to these regular people, I do not use terms like blockchain. I use terms like public a ledger service or ledger technology so that it's easier for them to understand. When you tell someone about the NXT platform and they don't know what it is and you use words that they've never heard of before, then it just makes it more confusing. So when I told this doctor that, hey, you can use this ledger to record all the medical data on there and it's anonymous, and then if someone like my wife wants to authorize a doctor's office to review the data, she can, sign it with her private key, and then the doctors will know that it's her. Okay? So these are the things that I try to do whenever I go outside, at any time that I meet people that can benefit from the NXT public ledger and the NXT platform and the technology. So just be aware of that, and then that's how you can promote it. And if you share it with those people like that, and they're interested, then the next step would be to get in contact with the marketing people here in the NXT community, and then we'll figure out a presentation that we can go and deliver to them, and we can do a demo for them exactly how to do it. And then if they're interested, then we can get them in touch with guys like Data and the technical people, and they will show them how to implement it into their systems. So this is extremely important. So sometimes you don't have to be the person that speaks at the conference or works the booth or the exhibitor's booth like Bass did and the other guys did, like Evil Dave and all the other guys. You can just be someone that knows that, hey, this business or this industry or this sector needs or can benefit from the NXT public ledger and the platform, and then we will go there and speak to them for you.
I just want to add to that, Ty, that there's been some tremendous work done and some really amazing fun videos made. One is called NXT, the Evolution of Money, and it really simplifies everything. It distills everything what NXT is and what it's doing, and a little bit of history of how the old money system was working and controlled. So there are tools that are coming out that people can also use as well to send links and promote and to keep it simple, because it is quite technical and difficult to understand technology for the mainstream initially. So one of the main things behind a lot of those videos is to keep a really simple message and to translate a very technical piece of software into a very easy to understand system and ecosystem. So there are tools being made, and they're really doing a great job to do that. So
okay, and could you post those links, video links, in the forum under this NXT community update and development update, so that way people will know where it's at.
Yeah,
because
sure.
I'm not able to put the links on the YouTube live stream comment section.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I will.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone have anything else? Okay. I'm going to wrap it up with this last thing, and then we will end the update, guys. So one of the things that I've learned as during my travels around the U.S. For work and stuff, and even in Texas when I'm traveling around, one of the common things that I've noticed, guys, is that when I try to describe Next to someone, and I consider even though I'm originally born in Vietnam and I came and lived in the U.S., one of the things that I've noticed is when I use the term Next in conversation, it is extremely, extremely difficult for people to understand. Even when I tell them that I work on the Next platform and I help to promote the Next platform, in the English language, the word Next is a common word that is used in a lot of sentences. It's very common use. And the way that it's used to describe this Next technology and the public ledger and the platform and everything is extremely, extremely confusing to hear. When I talked to the Intel employee, I had to say the word Next and tell her that it's a platform. The term Next is a platform. It's a network. It was extremely confusing. So when I was at the Texas Bitcoin conference, almost everyone the majority of the people that I talked to that did know about Next, they referred to it as NXT. Andreas Antonopoulos referred to it as NXT. Adam Levine, when he was on one of our updates here, he referred to it as NXT. And Stephanie Murphy, when I talked to her, she referred to it, when I asked her about it, she referred to it as NXT. So at the conferences, when I talk to people in public, the term NXT appears to make more sense and it's easier to understand. So moving forward, I'm just going to share this with the community. It's not something that everyone has to do, but me personally, since I'm always running my mouth about the Next platform, moving forward in the future, I am going to refer to it as NXT just so that it's easier to say in the English language, because I make more videos and I talk to more people about NXT, so I'm tired of being confused that I talk to them for 5 minutes before they realize that Next is a technology. Okay, so and Lionel here just made a comment here that BC Next his English is not, he's not a native English speaker, and I agree with that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm personally going to move forward, referring it to as NXT, because it's just easier to understand, and the first time you say it, people understand it immediately. And I work in a sales and a marketing environment, and one of the things that we stress every day is clear communication. And I get much feedback that the term Next is not clear. So I'm going to start adopting the NXT term instead. And since Next is a decentralized system and people can do what they want to help promote the platform, then I don't think it should be a big deal for me to refer to it as NXT.
Well, the difference here is also
any comments or feedback from?
Yeah, the difference here is also you're speaking, not writing. In writing, it doesn't matter that much because you can really stress it and you can show it as different. But in spoken language, it's different. It's that simple.
Smaragda says that he wishes it was called XTC, right? That's funny because the place I used to work at in Austin, Texas, there was a strip club called XTC. So it's probably not, if you're in Texas, it's probably not going to be a good thing to call it XTC. So anyway, that's all I have today, guys. If you guys don't have anything else, I'm going to go ahead and conclude and end this update. Okay. So Ian and John and just a bit of time and Ian Ravenscroft, they also say that NXT worked better at the Amsterdam conference. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today, guys. And I will keep you guys. We'll see if we can get together next week, some more updates. And next weekend, Wednesday, just so we get this straight, Wednesday and Thursday next week is the days of the Pay Expo, correct, Bass? Isn't that on June the 11th and 12th?
I don't have the dates in my head right now.
Okay. Just so you guys know, if the Pay Expo happens to be on the 11th and the 12th, which I think it is, if that's the case, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delay the update until after the Pay Expo because, okay, so it is the 11th and the 12th.
The 11th and the 12th, yes.
Okay, so we normally have the updates on Wednesday, and that would be on the 11th. So what I'm going to do next week is either I'm going to get with John and Bass and David and the other guys working in the background and with Salsa, and either we'll do the update on the Friday afterwards if everybody has the time to do it. If not, then we'll do it the following Wednesday, okay? Because I don't want to do the update at the same time that the Pay Expo is going on, because I think that the community needs to divert attention and effort towards to making that a success instead of worrying about what's going on with the next community and development updates while that is going on. All right. So thanks for joining us today, guys, and I appreciate everyone helping to promote the next platform. And oh, I forgot to mention about the price, huh? Man. Okay, let me just add this real quick, guys. And this is not an attempt to pump and dump anything. I just want to make that disclaimer. This is an attempt to protect people who are just getting into the next. If you're a trader, an investor, or a new user, okay, right now there's a lot of promotion going on with the next platform, especially from the Amsterdam conference and from the upcoming Pay Expo, and then after that, looking at the Vienna conference. And I'm working right now to get a speaker slot on the Bitcoin the Beltway in Washington, D.C. For me and Mark DeMessel and possibly John also. So there's a lot of things going on with promoting the next platform right now. The price of Next is shooting up right now, okay? It's extremely important that, and I'm speaking from a trader's perspective, okay? When something shoots up in price like that, you never want to jump on and chase it, because what happens is after price runs up, the traders that bought down here, they are going to take profits. And in order for them to take profits, they have to sell what they just bought at this price down here. So if you start to buy up here, and they start selling, it's going to push the price back down to here, okay? So what happens is you want to be careful. Every time you see a big, long green candle on the charts, you do not want to jump in right here, okay? The time to buy anything is when it's calm and then when it's quiet, not when it's screaming up, okay? There are people that can make money when it's screaming up, when price is screaming up to the moon, but if you do that, it's a very high risky time, okay? My suggestion, and I'm not a financial advisor or anything, okay, but typically when I trade, okay, I do not jump in after something has run up in price. I wait for it to pull back, and I wait until everybody's done taking profits and everything, and when the price comes back down, that's when I would look to get in. So, for example, let me pull up this chart here. Let's just say that I wanted to get more Next at this moment. Let's just say that was the case and that was my goal. Then what I would do is I would wait for it to pull back. I would draw a simple trend line from the low at around right below 4,000, and I would draw it up to the low of the 6,000 pullback, and I would look for price to come back to that trend line, and it would probably be around right below 10,000, somewhere between 8 to 9,000 satoshis before I would look to get in. Okay, so if you get in right now, okay, if you're new to the next platform or the next network, and you try to get in right now, you will get hit with a pullback. Okay, and I'm saying that to warn people who are new to trading or new to currency trading or new to cryptocurrency trading to be cautious about that. Okay, so that's just my safety warning, so that if you're new to the next platform, you don't jump in and the price pulls back and then you feel like you got duped or you got scammed or somebody tricked you, okay? So be careful about that, okay? Do your due diligence before you invest money into anything. All right, so that's all I have, guys, and that's my warning and my word of caution to people who are new to the next platform and the network. And this will conclude this week's update, and I look forward to next week's update. Okay.
Great. Thanks, Ty.
All right.
everyone.
Thanks.